Then we will be embedding the tissue in the paraffin blocks, and these paraffin blocks will be sectioned into thin slices using the microtome, and these sections will be mounted onto the slide, and then they are stained to study various components of the tissues. So collection of the tissue. How we will collect the tissues. So the tissues for the study of the histology are collected by sacrificing a mouse or dog. So this animal is anesthetized and dissected for obtaining various organs for histological processing. Sometimes the tissues removed from the human being at the surgery, for example fallopian tube or vas deferens, also collected during tubectomy or vasectomy, can also be used for the study of normal histology. So these tissues are collected using a sharp scissors or a scalpel blade and untoothed forceps. The sample has to be grasped at the edges to prevent the damage to the area of interest. So we have to hold the tissue at the edges so that the part we have to study will not be damaged. The ideal size of the tissue should be 1 centimeter into 2 centimeter into 5 centimeters for proper chemical fixation. So how we will collect the tissues? By sacrificing a mouse or dog, by anesthetizing the animal and then dissecting the animal for obtaining various organs for the histological processing with the help of the sharp scissor or scalpel blade and untoothed forceps. Then that sample has to be grasped at the edges so that we will prevent the damage to the part of the tissue to be studied. So the ideal size of the tissue should be 1 centimeter into 2 centimeter into 5 centimeters so that we can use it for proper chemical fixation. Processing of the tissue. It involves 3 stages: fixation, dehydration and clearing. Along with the paraffin embedding can be done either manually or by using an automatic tissue processor. So we can complete all these stages along with the paraffin embedding by using an automatic tissue processor, or we can do it manually. So how we will fix the tissue? So why we should fix the tissue? The purpose is to preserve the tissues permanently, as in lifelike condition as possible. So we can maintain the lifelike state as possible by preserving the tissues permanently. So what is the purpose of the fixative? It hardens the tissue to facilitate its sectioning. So when we collect, the tissue will be very soft. So it is impossible for us to make it into thin slices because it will be crumpled. So if we harden the tissue, it will facilitate the sectioning properly. So how this fixation is done? It is done by use of a chemical or a mixture of chemicals. So an ideal fixative should prevent the autolysis and putrefaction of the cell. So the most commonly used fixative is formalin. Formalin 10%. That is the most commonly used fixative. How it is prepared? So it is prepared by mixing of 100 ml of 40% formaldehyde in 900 ml of distilled water to get 10% formalin. So the formalin is prepared by mixing 100 ml of 40% formaldehyde in 900 ml of distilled water to get 10% formalin solution. Then it will be ready to do the fixation of the tissue. Later, these bits of the tissues are placed in metal cassettes or capsules. So these are the metal cassettes and these are the tissue capsules or metal capsules. So the bits of the tissues will be placed in these metal cassettes or capsules, which are then placed in the fixative. So these capsules will be placed in the fixative. For about the fixative here, we have to take is the 15 to 20 times of the volume of the specimen. So the specimen is the tissue. So the fixative volume should be 15 to 20 times of the size of the specimen, volume of the specimen. Sometimes other fixatives are also used. So apart from the formalin, we will also use other tissues. The purpose of use of other fixative is to retain the specific components of the cells that will last while formalin is used as a fixative. So while fixing in the formalin, some of the cell components will be lost. To retain those special components, we'll use some other fixatives. For example, neutral fats in the adipose cell, to retain the neutral fats in the adipose cell, or to preserve the membrane structures, osmium tetroxide is used in addition to the formalin as a fixative. So the next step is dehydration of the tissue. So what is dehydration? It is the process in which the water content of the tissue is completely removed. So we will be removing the water content of the tissue. So why we should remove this water content of the tissue? Because we have to introduce the paraffin wax into the tissue. To retain the shape of the tissue, we have to give the paraffin wax. So we have to embed the paraffin wax. So by how it is done? By passing the tissue through the increasing concentrations of the dehydrating agents. So we will be increasing the concentration of the dehydrating agents. So the commonly used dehydrating agent is ethyl alcohol or isopropyl alcohol. So ethyl alcohol and isopropyl alcohol are the commonly used dehydrating agents. So here you can see an automatic tissue processor. So this is the tissue case where you'll be keeping the tissue, and these bottles are for keeping the different grades of the alcohol, like 70% alcohol, 95% alcohol, again 90%, 95% alcohol, 100% alcohol, that is absolute alcohol. Like that, we'll be pouring the alcohol in each bottle. And if you set the timer in the tissue processor accordingly for 1 hour or 3 hours or whatever time you'll be setting, this tissue case will be moving, and it will be dipped into the concerned bottle, and it will stay there. Again it will lift up, again it will dip into the another bottle. Like that we can program the automatic tissue processor. Or we can keep the bottles separately with graded alcohol, ascending grades of the alcohol, and we can do it manually. So for every 1 hour we will be changing the tissue from bottle to bottle. In that way we can do the dehydration manually or by automatic tissue processor. So what is the duration of dehydration? So how we will be dehydrating the tissue? So we will be keeping the dehydration tissue in 50% alcohol, 70% alcohol. So 70% alcohol for 1 hour. Again change that tissue into another bottle containing 70% alcohol for one hour, and then that will be changed to the 95% alcohol for 1 hour. Again we'll be changing to another bottle containing 95% alcohol for 1 hour, and then we'll change that into another bottle containing absolute alcohol for 1 hour. From there we'll change into absolute alcohol for 1 hour, which is kept in another bottle, and in another bottle again we'll be changing this one for 1 hour in another bottle, that is absolute alcohol. In that way, in each bottle we will be putting 70% alcohol, again another bottle 70% alcohol, next 95% alcohol, 95% alcohol, absolute alcohol, absolute alcohol, and absolute alcohol. In that way, for every hour we'll be changing the tissue from one bottle to another bottle, from one bottle to another bottle. Like that we'll be doing the dehydration procedure. Next step is clearing. So we have to remove the excess alcohol in the tissue by a fluid that is miscible with both alcohol and paraffin. So far you had immersed the tissue in the alcohol. So no doubt it has removed the water. So during the dehydration procedure it had removed the water. So but some of the alcohol will be entered into the tissue. So this alcohol is also to be removed. We have to remove that part of the alcohol also to impregnate the paraffin wax. So to introduce the paraffin wax and with no gaps, we have to clear this alcohol. So the procedure of the clearing is to remove the alcohol in the tissue by using a fluid which is miscible with both alcohol and paraffin. So it has to remove the alcohol and it has to allow the paraffin to settle in the tissue. So this process is particularly required before impregnation of the tissue with the paraffin wax. So most commonly used clearing agent is xylene. So we'll be using the xylene. Next, after removing the absolute alcohol, we have to introduce the paraffin embedding. So next step is paraffin embedding. So for this, we'll keep the tissue in a wax bath which is having molten paraffin wax for 6 to 8 hours to facilitate the infiltration of the wax in the interspaces of the tissue. So within the molten paraffin wax, we have to keep the tissue for 6 to 8 hours so that the wax will be infiltrated within the interspaces of the tissue where you had removed the alcohol and water. Those spaces will be impregnated with the paraffin wax so that after drying it will become hardened. So it will become hardened and gives the tissue some proper shape so that it will be easy for sectioning. So what we will do after removing from the paraffin wax, these sections are allowed to cool and harden, and then we will trim those into appropriate sized blocks. So to introduce into the microtome, we have to introduce into the microtome. In the microtome, you will be having the tissue block holder. So to fit into that tissue block holder, we have to trim the edges of this paraffin block. So how these paraffin blocks are made? By pouring wax in the molds. We'll be having the L-shaped molds. So in those L-shaped molds, we will be pouring the molten paraffin wax and then put the tissue in the center of that mold. Later, those edges will be trimmed. Next part of the tissue processing is sectioning of the tissue. Sectioning of the tissue. So after preparing a paraffin block, so here you can see a paraffin block which is seen in the tissue paraffin block holder of the microtome. So this one is the microtome, which is having a knife here, which is having an inclined position, so that we can cut the tissue clearly. So paraffin block of the tissue is then sectioned to obtain thin sections of varying thickness. So we can adjust the thickness we want here. So it in the microtome we will be adjusting those sections, and on continuous rotating movements we will be cutting the tissues. So because of these continuous rotating movements, some friction is seen there. So because of that friction, heat is generated. So that generated heat will melt the paraffin wax here. Thereby the tissue sections will be obtaining in a ribbon like pattern. So here you can observe the ribbon pattern of the tissue sections. So you can observe so many wrinkles here, so many wrinkles in the ribbons. So it is almost crumbled here. So to remove those wrinkles, we'll put those tissues in the hot water bath. So those tissue thin sections are spread in the hot water bath, so that all those wrinkles will be prevented in the sections, and these sections will become flattened. So because you are putting in the hot water, what happens? The paraffin wax will be melted. So the paraffin wax will be melted and only tissue will be floating over the surface of the water. Now, next step is mounting this tissue onto the glass slide. So these sections are taken out from the tissue flotation bath. So in the next picture, I'll show how the tissue will be mounted onto the slide. So before mounting onto the slide, we have to smear the top of the slide with egg albumin. So egg albumin. So this one is the egg albumin. First we will be smearing the top of the slide by the egg albumin, so that it acts as an adhesive to attach the tissue properly to the slide. So after taking the slide smeared with the egg albumin, we have to dip into the hot water bath like this. We have to dip into the hot water bath, and when the tissue edge, so you are seeing the ribbon of the tissue here. So this one is the ribbon of the tissue where the entire paraffin wax is melted here. So we will be dipping that one in the hot water bath. Once the tissue edge comes here, we have to send the slide beneath it in an inclined way and then lift the tissue up. Then it will appear like this. So it will appear like this. So after getting the paraffin embedded tissue slice, thin tissue slice, after removing some of the paraffin there and mounting on the slide, we'll keep it in incubator for some time, so that remaining paraffin wax which is present in the tissue will be melted and only the tissue is seen. Only the tissue is mounted on the slide, and it is firmly adhered to the slide with the help of the egg albumin. And if you observe this, the tissues are colorless. Hence, we cannot study it properly under the light microscope. We cannot study it properly under the light microscope because the paraffin sections are colorless. They are not suitable for light microscopic examination. So what to do? We have to stain the tissue. We have to stain the tissue so that different cell components will take up the different stains, and we can study the nature of the cells properly under the light microscope. So what are the steps for the staining? First we have to remove the excessive paraffin wax with the help of the xylene, that is deparaffinization with the xylene. Later, so far we had removed the alcohol in the tissue. Now we have to hydrate it again. So in the descending grades, so far we had dehydrated in ascending grades of alcohol, that is from 70% to 90% to 95% to 100%, that is absolute alcohol, each one for 1 hour, 1 hour, 1 hour, like that. Now you have to hydrate it again. Now you can use the descending grades of alcohol like 100%, then 95%, then 70%, then 50%, like that. Later, take the tissue out and wash under the water. Next, put the tissue in the hematoxylin solution for 15 minutes so that it will take up the hematoxylin properly. After 15 minutes, again wash the tissue with the water. Washing means not pour the tissue directly, not put the tissue directly under the tap water. Just you put it in a case like this and allow the water flow through the case so that excess hematoxylin will be washed away. If you put it directly under the tap water, what happens? The tissue will also be lost from the slide. So take care to put the tissue under the water, to wash it under the water by putting it in a case like this. Then differentiate this with 1% acid alcohol. Again put it under the running tap water for 10 minutes, like putting this in the case. So wash again with the water for 10 minutes. Then how much time you have to put in the acid alcohol? You have to dip it and remove. That's all. Then stain the tissue with the 1% eosin for 2 minutes. So next, after the hematoxylin stain, we have to use the eosin stain. Stain it in the eosin, 1% eosin for 2 minutes. Again wash with water. Remove the excess of the eosin. Again wash with water. Now we have to dehydrate the slide again in ascending grades of alcohol. So far we had hydrated the slide with 100%, 95%, 90%, 75%, 50%, like that. Now dehydrate the tissue by using the ascending grades of alcohol with multiple changes, that is 50% to 75% to 90%, 95% to 100%, like this. So in the 100% absolute alcohol, have to use 3 absolute alcohol bottles, each 1 hour again. Okay, then put in the xylene. So 3 changes of xylene is needed. So clear the alcohol with the help of xylene. To remove the alcohol, use the xylene, and then dry the slide. Then put a drop of the DPX solution, that is DPX mountain, on the tissue, and then cover the specimen with a cover slip. So some special stains are used for research and diagnosis to identify certain normal and abnormal constituents of the cell. So not all the components are visible clearly with the hematoxylin and eosin staining. So far you had seen the routine hematoxylin and eosin staining, which is used in the routine procedure as in the laboratory. But some tissue components need special stains to study. For diagnosis and research, some tissue components need special stains. So what are those special stains? Those are for identification of glycogen, mucin, basement membranes, capsules, blood vessels. Periodic acid shift stain is used. For identification of the connective tissue, Masson's trichome stain is used. For collagen, Gomori's trichome stain is used. For elastic fibers and muscle tissues, Orsin stain or Verhoef stain or Van Giesen stain are used. For reticulin fibers, silver staining is used. For study of the chromosome material, Fuelgen stain is used. For identifying the fat cells or adipose cells, oil red O stain or Sudan black stain are best options. For muscular tissue, phosphotungstic acid hematoxylin, that is PTAH. For striated muscle and for smooth muscle, Masson's and Gomori's trichome stains are best. And for nervous tissue, Nissa's substance in the nervous tissue, cressyl violet stain is used. For the entire nervous tissue, we can use the phosphotungstic acid hematoxylin stain or Luxol fast blue stain or Kajal stain or Golgi stain can be used. To identify the beta cells of the pancreas, aldehyde fuchsin stain is used. So these are some of the special stains used for some different cell components, which are not properly visible during the hematoxylin and eosin. These stains can be used to identify those special cell components. So what are the steps for the tissue preparation?